The princess was drawn in by my beautiful guitar music, but when she walked toward me with great anticipation, she discovered that I looked nothing like what she had imagined. Everything she had pictured shattered in an instant, yet she refused to give up and ordered me to remove my mask. I immediately shook my head in refusal, but the princess wouldn't stop. She reached out to undo the clasp on my mask. I hurriedly fastened it back. After several struggles, the princess completely lost her patience and ripped off my mask. The clasp fell to the ground. When the princess saw my face, she staggered back in terror. Without the slightest guilt, she matter-of-factly ordered the soldiers to smash my instrument and drove me out of the city, forbidding me from ever returning. I fixed the mask back onto my face with a paperclip and decided to seek shelter in a distant forest. As soon as I arrived, I dropped my backpack and fell asleep on the ground. A raccoon saw me lying there and called other animals to carry me to the front of a hollow tree. A falling leaf startled me awake. I walked into the tree hollow, carefully arranged my belongings one by one, and made it my new home. After feeling a long-lost sense of safety, I finally took off my mask, revealing a face covered in scars. I quietly closed my eyes and fell into a deep sleep. The next day, I saw two small animals fighting over a branch. An idea came to mind. I asked the raccoon if I could have that branch, and without hesitation, he handed it to me. I ran home as fast as I could, eager to attach the branch to my instrument, but the branch was too short. No matter how hard I tried, it wouldn't fit, and I even scratched my face. I took off my outer clothing and tried again. At last, I managed to attach the branch. When I plucked the strings, it felt as if life itself had been awakened once more. From then on, from spring all the way to winter, I kept searching for branches like that. Finally, I tightened the last string and sat in front of the tree hollow, ready to play. But the final string was slightly out of tune. Upon closer inspection, I noticed a crack in one corner of the instrument. At that moment, the raccoon brought a mysterious liquid and dripped it into the crack. The next second, the branch glowed with a golden light and the instrument was restored to perfection. The strings tightened and waves of sound spread outward. This time, more perfect than ever before. I realized that the instrument in my hands could make the entire forest dance. The beautiful melody continued to spread, once again attracting the princess in the distant castle. She looked toward the forest, made up her mind, opened the city gates, and ran into the woods. She entered the forest alone, stepping back in fright at the swaying plants, but she did not give up. Following the sound, she came to stand before me. Seeing the forest dancing in the wind, her heart was deeply moved. I opened my eyes and was startled by her presence. The music stopped and the forest fell silent. I looked at the princess in panic, and only after a moment did I realize what was happening, quickly covering my face with both hands. But the princess reached out to me. Two buttons lay quietly in her palm. At that moment, I understood. She had come to apologize. When I looked at her, the imagined figure that once hovered above her head had become me. She was deeply moved by the music. I picked up the buttons and looked at the mask and cloak covered in cobwebs, realizing that I no longer needed them. So I used the buttons as earrings and placed them on the princess's ears. The princess stepped down, sat among the animals, and waited together for my performance.